Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally doing the Q&A loaf chopping video. So I didn't know what to do for the Q&A, if I should do loaf chopping, if I should do like an organization video where I'm just answering questions as I'm organizing stuff. So I figured this one would probably be the easiest as of right now, until I can figure out a way to maybe set up the camera to film me as I'm doing like organization stuff. So I did get, I'm just making sure the camera's still recording. I did get quite a few questions, so I don't think I'm going to get through all of them in this video. So what I'm going to do is maybe do half of them depending on how long the questions are and how long I take to answer, and then I will go ahead and do another video where I'm answering the rest. So obviously for this one we're doing loaf chopping. So I did grab 3 loaves just because they are very small. This one is from Nana Makes Sense. I have another one from Nana Makes Sense, and then I have another one from Up the Creek. I didn't know how long it was going to take me. Okay, so this loaf in particular I really wanted to do first because I got this as a gift. I'm not going to say who gifted it to me just because I'm about to say something personal and I'm not going to like out that person if they don't want their information out there. So I got a message, and they were saying how they really wanted to get me a loaf from my mom's company, and I automatically, that was just like the sweetest thing ever. So they told me that I can pick whatever scent that I wanted, but that we should do the bisexual pride flag colors, meaning the pink, the blue, and the purple are bisexual pride flag colors. So I had come out on Instagram not too long ago. I had posted it on my wax Instagram about being bisexual. A lot of people in my personal life know this, but outside of YouTube or inside of YouTube, not many people do. So during Pride Month, I had posted that picture and that person saw it, and we had such an amazing conversation about coming out and how hard it can be, and how some parents still to this day are not accepting of their kids being part of the LGBTQ plus community. And that's where this came from. So he decided that he was going to buy me a loaf, which was so sweet. And since we're both part of the LGBTQ plus community, he decided that the bisexual pride flag colors would be the best. So he had asked me if that was okay, just because it obviously is my mother that does the wax, so he didn't want to out me just in case she didn't know, but of course she does. And she's super supportive of me and anybody else that's in that community. She's one of the most open-minded people that I know, and I wish the world was more like her, and I would really hope to grow up and be exactly like her because of how open-minded and accepting she is of not only gay, bi, trans, pansexual, polyamorous relationships, race, religion. Like, she is so open-minded, it's insane. We love everybody the same. Nobody should be treated any differently, and that's just the type of person that she is. So we're doing this one, and I picked the scents, obviously. So she did give me bags here to put them in. So this one's in zucchini bread, bear claws, and butterbrickle. I'm gonna put my thumb over this just because it shows the name of the person that bought it for me, because it says a gift from blah 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 blah. God, it's so blurry. There we go. So that's the one we'll be doing first. So I had already heated this up for about a minute. It's been sitting for a little bit now, so I don't know. Yes, it's still soft. Yay. Awesome. Oop. The middle kind of got a little bit melted, but that's okay. All right, so let's get on to the questions as I'm doing this. So Cheyenne Espinoza says, when did you start getting into vendor wax, and what type of shape/scent do you like or prefer? Okay, so I started getting into vendor wax in 2011, 2012. I started watching videos on YouTube about candles and stuff like that. I was super into makeup and beauty when I first started. And then I found a video from Miss Erin Making Sense. She is literally the OG of the OGs. She was, the go-to person when someone wanted to try a new vendor. I mean, she bought from everybody. And, to this day, I don't think I've even tried as many vendors as she has. I mean, her collection was amazing, mind-boggling, back then. I mean, I know there's a lot of big collections out there now, but back then it was just like unheard of to have as much as she did. So she was the first person that I started to watch. So I give her my credit for getting into wax. So in 2011, 2012 was when I found vendor wax, because at first I was just watching videos on like Yankee Candle, Bath and Body Works candles, etc., etc. And then I found the amazing world of indie vendor wax. So that's when I started getting into it. And then I started making my own videos, I want to say in 2012. I think I was 17 or 18 years old. I think I was 17 years old when I started. Sorry, it's really hard to talk and do this at the same time. I don't know how people do it so easily. I guess I just can't multitask. So that's really how I got into it, and then I have been obsessed ever since. And the wax that I bought back then, I don't have that wax now. I know a lot of people, that's a really big question too. It's like, oh, I remember watching your videos when you were 17. Do you still have wax from that time? I do not. The reason being was because I kind of fell off a little bit when I had my son. When I got pregnant, I made my pregnancy announcement video, and I stopped melting wax after that just because I kind of fell out of it, and I was like not really feeling well a lot of the time, and you know, I thought wax was kind of just making it worse. So I destashed everything. And back then it was a lot easier to do destashes than it is now, because there weren't as many crazy rules and you can kind of just, you know, do whatever. So I didn't keep any wax from that time. Candles, yes. Wax, no. So there's that. And then what type of shape do you like or prefer? Honestly, anything that's easy. Like anything that's easy is a good time for me. So anything that I can just throw in the warmer. So like shapes, or like small shapes, I mean, scent shots that don't need to be cut, things like that. So let's close this one up so we can start on the next one. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put this one in the microwave as well, but this one is what this looks like, and she is in Summer Scoop. So Nana's Making Sense is actually the first vendor that I got Summer Scoop from for the first time, and I fell in love with it, so I had her make me a loaf. All right, so as we're letting that go, the next question is from K-Pop Lower Love. Oh my god, I love K-Pop. What is your favorite scent from Rose Girls, and how many times do you put wax in your warmer? I'm gonna assume the wax part every day, like daily, not in general, because we'd be here for too long. My favorite scent from Rose Girls, I love Carbs. I love Carbs Noel. It's extremely hard to pick a favorite scent just because I've tried so many, like, and I love certain scents equally. Same thing with vendors, which is why it's so hard when someone asks me, who's your favorite vendor? And you know, if you can only melt one wax brand for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you could only melt one scent for the rest of your life, what it would be? That's so hard because I don't know. I've tried so many different scents and different vendors. It's impossible to choose. But favorite scents, obviously Carbs Noel. I love her Frankenberry strawberry cream cheese waffle cone scent. I love Koopa Claus Needs a Latte. Oh god, my mind's drawing a blank as usual. There's just so many, like so many. Let me grab this. I like a lot of the scents that came from her Mario Brothers pre-order. That was a really good time. I don't know. Like, it's really hard. I would have to go through all of them and give you like a more direct answer. But a lot of her bakery and coffee scents are my favorite. All right, next one is from Krista G. How many warmers do you have going at one time, and how often do you change your wax out? In your opinion, how long is... Oh, that's another question. In your opinion, how long is certain shelf life on scents before the wax isn't as strong, and will you be doing more reviews again soon? Okay, so that's a bunch of questions. The first one being, and I'll get to the how many times do you put wax in your warmer question just because so many people asked it. Okay, so how many warmers do you have going at one time? 4. I always have at least 4 going. 1 in the bedroom, 1 in the bathroom, 1 in the living room, and 1 in the kitchen. There have been some instances where I will pull out a tea light warmer for the vendors that need it. And there will be, you know, every so often where I will just add an extra warmer in the living room or something if I'm trying out something new or, you know, whatever. So normally it's 4. Okay, how often do you change out your wax? So let me think. Normally, like on a normal average day, maybe 2 times, sometimes 3. On a day where I'm like extremely bored, home all day, have nothing to do, maybe up to 3 times, but it's really back and forth. Especially lately because I haven't been buying anything. I have been melting a little bit more just because like I'm not filming as much and I'm not busy scouring the websites and trying to figure out who's open, who's not, etc., etc. So it's been a little bit more recently. But on a normal day, 2-3 times. Okay, next one. How long is certain shelf life on scents before the wax isn't as strong? So that is honestly a very personal question, and I say that because everybody's nose is different. So let's say I have something for 2 years and I pull it out and I don't smell anything. My fiance might smell something. So it's a very personal question. But for me, for most vendors, I would say like the 3-year mark, depending. Now, there has been vendors who have been crapped out on me within 6 months. There have been vendors that I've had since the beginning of 2018 and they're stronger now than they were back then. So it really depends on the vendor. And since I've tried upwards of 70 vendors, I'm not going to stand here and let you guys know of every single one. However, I can do a separate video on that if you'd like me to, because that kind of sounds like a fun time as well. Okay, will you be doing warm reviews again soon? So here's my thing with the warm reviews, for those of you who don't know. Oh, goodness. All right, as I have that one heating up, so the warm reviews for me are just kind of a pain just because I go a long time without doing them. And so the empties that I have pile up and pile up and pile up, and then I'll go 3-4 months without doing an empties video, and then I have to remember what scent smelled like what 4 months ago when I can't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. So it's not really always fair when I do the warm reviews, which is why I haven't been doing them. So what I figured I can do is maybe show off my empties on Instagram. I can show them on here really quick, but not go into depth. And just pick out the ones that I felt like I had a strong connection to, ones that I really, really enjoyed, and ones that were so bad that they deserve a video of how bad they are. I mean, that's really the best I can do. I don't like doing warm reviews. To me, it's just very meticulous. It takes forever. I feel like the video just drags on and on and on, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't watch empties videos. I know how most vendors do for myself. I don't really need to watch them. And like I said, scent is so subjective. Like I said, I could love something, you can hate it. You can love something, I can hate it. So don't take whatever YouTuber says as the end-all be-all of wax, because you might have a totally different experience from me, which is why when I have bad hauls, when I do orders, like when I show them off and I'm not happy with them, I always say, you know, don't take what I say as, again, the end all be all. Just because I didn't have a good time doesn't mean you won't, and just because that person in front of me had a great time doesn't mean I will. So that's why I don't do empties reviews. I just think it's like really tedious. It's tedious work, and I have to remember things that I can't remember for the life of me. So that's why I don't do them. And I didn't even show you what I'm doing right now. So this one is from Up the Creek, and she is in, if I can get it towards the camera, burnt sugared zucchini bread and marshmallow bee Noel, which is one of my favorites. I love her burnt sugared zucchini bread scents. I'm gonna have to grab another loaf because this video is like not long at all. Okay, next one. Kim Bryant says, I'd love to know your top 5 scents from your top 3 vendors. I second the warmer question, and how many do you use in each room? Again, 1 in each room. A lot of these questions are very, very repetitive, I must say, which is totally cool because I had, I posted something on Instagram, I had posted something on YouTube, so obviously not everybody's going to see the questions that were already asked. Okay, top 5 scents from top 3 vendors. I think I'm going to have to go back to that question only because I would really have to go through my collection and look, there's, again, so many different vendors that I've tried and so many scents that I have. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I can tell you that I love, from Midnight Daydream, for example, one of my top vendors. I love Central Park. I love any of his Bear Claw scents. His Pie Crust sampler was great. He does really well on blueberry scents. Rose Girls, like I said, Carbs Know Well. Cuckoo Claus Needs a Latte. Oh my goodness, there's so many. I can't even think. Birdie's Making Sense. Her bakery scents are great. Like I said, I'll definitely have to come back on that. Okay, Natalie Diaz says, how does loved ones feel about your wax collection? That's an excellent question. So my family thinks I'm insane. They think I probably spend too much money. They think I go shopping too often for wax. And that's really their opinion. Now, however, it depends on which family member you're talking about. My mom, who is the wax vendor, the more wax I buy, the better. She loves my collection. She thinks it's beautiful. She thinks it's amazing. She loves how I can organize really well. My fiance is kind of just like take it or leave it. He doesn't really care. If my wax collection disappeared tomorrow, he probably wouldn't care. My sister thinks I'm insane. She thinks I spend too much money. She thinks that I need to cut back. So it kind of depends on the family member. But for the most part, they think that I'm too into it. But at the same time, they're happy that I have a hobby that is a healthy hobby and it's not hurting anybody. So apparently if I'm going to have an obsession, this is a good one to have. Okay. Melton Wax says, what warmers are your favorite and how often do you switch your wax out? So again, 2 to 3 times a day. And what warmers are my favorite? Definitely 24 watt ones from Michaels. I use those for damn near all of my wax. I love 18 watt warmers from Yankee, and I do love the 24 watt warmers from Yankee. I don't even know if they make those anymore, but I still have one from 2011. And those are really two of my favorites. Hot plate warmers all the way. I do like light bulb warmers. I enjoy the occasional tea light for 1 or 2 vendors that need it, and that's about it. Crazy about candles. Do you have any top 10 vendors and your favorite custom you've ever made? Okay, so he has a couple of questions. But so the first one, do you have any top 10 vendors? I do, but I would really, again, have to go through and see. So I will come back to that one. Favorite custom you've ever made? Again, definitely going to have to come back to that one because I have made so many customs in my lifetime. It's impossible to choose in this very moment. Your favorite song or band? So I love K-pop. I love K-pop. I watch K-pop exclusively. If you ask me an American song, I will not know it because I don't listen to American music anymore. K-pop all the way. I think it's way better. I think the lyrics are way better once you understand what they're saying. I think the videos are a lot more meaningful. I think it's a lot more than just money, cars, and girls. A lot more. So that's why I love K-pop. Favorite band? So my favorite group for K-pop would probably be Stray Kids. I love BTS. I love, God, why am I drawing a blank today? Holy moly. I like girl groups too. I like Twice. I like Blackpink. I like GOT7, SF9. There's so many. B2B, so many. Again, it's like I've listened to as many K-pop groups as I have tried vendors. So, all right. Giselle Reeton Garcia says top 5 to 10 favorite vendors, cure times, and wattage on burners. I will have a whole video on my top 10 favorite vendors and burners, warmers. Cure times, again, that's very subjective to each and every vendor, but for most of my wax, I would like to wait. I tend to wait 2 to 4 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks depending, but it's all on their recommendation and every vendor is different. Sarah Nicole 68 says, what other hobbies interests do you have? I know makeup is one, so what brand do you love the most or purchase from the most? Let me grab another loaf so I'm not just standing here. Okay, so I threw one in there. The one that I grabbed is from Britta's Creepy Treasures. These I don't think I've ever shown. So this is in Benny's Coffee, which is espresso, zucchini bread, and brown sugar. So we're going to chop up that one while I answer some more. Okay. Oh, goodness. Where was I? Oh, okay. Hobbies and interests. So, yes, I do love makeup. I love skincare. I love body care. I do order from indie online body care vendors. I really like Lush. I really like reading. I really like writing. As of makeup brands, I really like Too Faced. I really like Tarte. I really like Violet Voss. Who's that other one that I'm always buying from? And I can never remember the name of some of them, I swear. My mind is awful. Like, I have such a bad memory. Like, it's honestly borderline not even funny of how bad my memory is. God, there's a lot. Again, like, I've tried so many makeup brands. All right, let's take this guy out. See, I should have, like, made another thing on my answers. Like, I should have written down answers instead of coming up with them at the top of my head. Okay. I can't really think of more makeup brands. That's sad. This is a sad video. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not very good at this at all. So those are my other hobbies, I guess. So what, oh, did I purchase from those from? And then Marcy Dragovich says, warmer collection with best vendors, wax per type of warmer. Okay, I actually did go into that. I did make a whole list of, like a master list of vendors that I think work best in whichever warmer. I think I'm heating these up for too long. It shouldn't be this sloppy. So I will do maybe like another loaf chopping video or just a video by itself of that question in particular, because I get that question all of the time. Okay. Come on, man. The next one is from Mama for Nicole. Hi, tell Frankie I said hi. What's the oldest wax you have, and does it still have a scent, and does wax expire? Okay, oldest wax I have is literally only from 2018, because that's when I started buying again. So really not that impressive. Now some of the wax that I bought in 2018, yes, it still has a scent, and there's other wax that I bought a lot of from 2018 and it has no scent, and it sucks because I have so much of it and I don't know what to do with it, and I don't feel comfortable destashing it because if I don't smell anything, I feel like other people aren't going to smell anything, and I don't want to be that guy that's sending out wax that doesn't smell good. So I think it's just going to be one of those things where I have to eat the cost and just be more careful of how much wax I'm buying per year of which vendor. The wax that I have as of right now, besides maybe 2 or 3 vendors, is great. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's totally fine. No problems. But then there's definitely some other vendors where it's like, why in God's green earth did I waste so much money? I should have really taken my time and melted what I had and made sure that, you know, the wax that I was buying was going to last a long time. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. So we can all learn from my own mistake. Okay, does wax expire? Absolutely, wax expires. It takes a long time, I feel, for wax to completely 100% expire. You cannot use it again. It is completely 100% unusable. I think that takes a very long time to accomplish. I don't have any wax besides, like I said, the 1 or 2 vendors that I like cannot use at all whatsoever. So it's kind of rare that happens. But I know there's people that have been collecting since, you know, 2010, and the wax that they have from 2010 probably does not smell good anymore. So it does expire, but it's different for every vendor and how on when it expires. All right, Carrie Coffin, have you ordered from Midnight Dahlia? I have not. I don't even know who that is. Phoebe Shea says, do you tend to choose your next melts based on the age of the wax and what needs to be used up more, or do you tend to just melt what you're most excited to use? Yes. I tend to just melt whatever I want to use, what I'm excited to try. My wax is not stored or organized, I should say, by age or anything. It's just not me. I just melt whatever I want to melt. Okay, thank God I used this paper stuff down here. I didn't have wax paper, so I had to use tinfoil, and I'm so glad that I did. All right. She also says, if you had to melt any 3 scents for 3 months, which would you choose? Again, that's an impossible question to answer. I don't know. I'll have to maybe go through my wax, like I said, for some other questions and maybe come back to it, but it's literally impossible. I don't know. Let's see. How often do you grow tired of a scent family you once loved, or on the flip side, start enjoying a scent you previously didn't like? This is all from the same person, by the way. I have never gotten tired of bakery scents, ever. However, I have gotten tired a bit of masculine, and that's mainly because I melted it 24/7. Like, I was always melting Palo Santo or mahogany teakwood, mahogany coconut, whatever. So I did grow tired of that one for a little bit. I'm kind of back on the train now, but I did go a while without melting it. Cereal scents, I'm kind of over. Fruit Loops is okay, but for any other cereal scent, I'm just 100% over it. I don't like them anymore. And on the flip side, you start enjoying a scent you previously didn't like. Absolutely, there's been times. There's definitely been times where I thought I hated something, or at least at the very most, like, strongly did not like it. And when I melted it and actually tried it, I was like, oh my God, this is really, really amazing, you know? So that has definitely happened. Let's see. The last question I'm going to do, and then I'm going to let you guys go. If your entire wax collection disappeared, what would you be most devastated to lose? I have to say I'd be most devastated for my candles from the Keep Your Room collection, my Rose Girls collection, and probably my Loaf collection, mainly because I never bought Loaves ever. Now I'm drowning in them, which is why I need to do these videos a little bit more often. So if I had to pick, I would definitely be devastated over those. I'd definitely be devastated over my Midnight Daydream collection and my Nina Makes Sense collection because, you know, obviously I've been with Nina Makes Sense from the very beginning, and I have her, you know, stuff that she made. When did she come out? 2019, early 2019, I want to say. So I have stuff from back then, and it's like memories, you know. Every order that I have placed is a memory of something. So I'd be devastated, obviously, to lose anything. But if I had to choose, it'd definitely be those. Okay, so those are all the questions I'm going to do. We did 4 loaves, and I think that's enough for now. So I will let you guys go, and I still have tons of more questions to get through. I definitely thought I'd get through more than this. So I guess I'll have to come back and do those. So sorry this video is a little bit all over the place. This is very new to me. This is not something I do very often. I'm a haul person. I like to show hauls. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much. Oh, really quickly, if you see this wooden thing back there, that is the cabinet that my grandfather built. I finally got it up, and I finally have my candles and warmers in it, so I will do a video on my candle and warmer collection. And I will also start decorating the top. Right now I just have Candles by Victoria stuff up there because it's pretty. I have a pretty one from Up the Creek, and I have my little Yoda there, and then 2 little that white thing, and then there's a gray one next to it. Those are empty. They had plants in them, but I wanted to keep the containers, so I'm going to fill those up with something. And you can all see in the background, this tub right there is all of my loaves, so I have lots to choose from. Okay, so that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you guys all so much for the questions, and I will get to more of them in my next loaf chopping video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.